Hey, it's KM. Welcome to the SnarkyPhysicist, and it is science fiction week again. Today I'm going to talk about what is probably my favorite book in the genre, because I can, wahaha. Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. They did make a movie out of it, but read the book. The human race is in their second round of war with this alien species called the Formics. They usually refer to them as the buggers in this book. These aliens are a lot more technologically advanced than humans, so what we're going to need to defeat them is a lot of creative power and raw intelligence. So they start filling up their battle schools, which are mostly in outer space, with new people that they're training. And who do they choose with all this raw creative power and incredible intelligence? Children. At battle school, the teachers have the kids play a lot of war simulation games with each other. They're playing on computers, they're playing in zero gravity. Throughout this whole thing, they're looking for the person who will win the final battle against the buggers and wipe them out for good, and free humanity from the fear of total annihilation. But they're looking amongst children. When the story begins, the main character, Ender, is 6 years old. By the end of it, he's 12, which makes it a dark read. But Ender maintains this strength and integrity and hope. His core values, the things that matter most to him, are so simple and concrete and fundamental, childlike even, but he surprises me over and over again. It's a very high-stakes, high-intensity story, but at its core, it is a character study. And this is one of Orson Scott Card's strong points, is his ability to write internal monologue. Within the first, 2 paragraphs of this book, I feel like I have a better understanding of Ender as a character than I do at the end of most books for most characters. The story is not incredibly complex. There's definitely some plot twists, definitely some things you don't see coming, but it's all these interrelationship between kids put in this impossible situation. You've also got Ender's siblings back on Earth playing this political game against all these adults. To me, not as interesting as what was going on in battle school, as Ender plays all these war simulations and beats them in ways the adults could never have imagined. I personally didn't hate the movie, but you can't capture that internal monologue on film. There are later books in the series, but what you should know is the second book in the series, Speaker for the Dead, I liked, but it is a completely different genre from Ender's Game. There is a companion series also. The first book of this companion series is called Ender's Shadow, and that is one of my favorites. That one's pretty cool. It's in the same genre, it's just a little bit darker. So if you found Ender's Game to be borderline too dark for you, you might not want to read Ender's Shadow. But if you just found it a really interesting character study, go read Ender's Shadow. You're going to love it. So once again, this is Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. Let me know if you read it and liked it. Leave me suggestions in the comments. I always love that. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to hear more. So a few weeks back I entered a writing competition, and this was a competition to write a fan fiction where River Song from Doctor Who meets Sam Gamgee from Lord of the Rings and interacts. A very short story, but I entered because the prompt sounded amazing, and I won! So this was a contest put on by a podcast group called Lasers, Dragons, and Keyboards, and they had me on the show as a guest star. If you know Doctor Who and Lord of the Rings, you will find this hilarious. If you don't know them that well, you will probably still find this hilarious. You should check it out. The link is in the description.